Hey Tui, you know, sometimes some crimes go slipping through the cracks, but these two gumshoes are picking up the slack. There's no case too big, no case too small. When you need help, just call Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Today we're reacting to the new Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers trailer, and I am so excited. Welcome to Teacup for One. My name is Matt, and I have 2 degrees. Guys, the movie I didn't know I needed in my life is on its way. And it is none other than the Disney Plus original film, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. It's not a reboot, it's a comeback. That's the tagline on the poster. The vibe I get is that somehow weaves its way into the weird meta genius that this film seems to be. I haven't even watched the whole trailer yet. I watched about 45 seconds of it and thought, no, Matt, this is too good. You need to do a trailer reaction on the channel. I don't do these videos very often. I only do them for trailers that get me this excited. And so far, the only other trailer that's gotten me this excited was West Side Story. And that turned out to be the best film of 2021. Fight me, Academy Awards. So today we're going to do the same thing I did for my West Side Story trailer reaction. I'm going to play the trailer, I'm going to stop it, start it, I'm going to talk through the entire thing to give you a play-by-play explanation for everything I love about the trailer and why I'm so excited for this film. Oh, but also, before we get on to that, if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed to me, please consider it. Just click the button. Okay, without any further ado, let's watch the trailer.
Real Hollywood story.
Okay, I have to pause it. I know, it's only 5 seconds in. As soon as I saw that the trailer had dropped on, I think it was on Facebook on the Disney Plus page, I went to YouTube and needed to see it right away. And it took me about 3 or 4 different videos to realize that this, what we just saw, those first 5 seconds are in fact the opening to the trailer for the film proper. Because when I saw those first 5 seconds, all of it, automatically, my mind defaulted to, oh, this can't be the real trailer. This must be one of those really low-budget trailer review channels where people are just going to be talking about the trailer. And I'm not saying a channel like myself, I'm saying one with a slightly higher budget, one that can afford After Effects. Right away, what I'm saying is, 5 seconds into the film, I am thrown off of my game. This is not what I expected from the Chip and Dale live-action trailer. They are already 5 seconds in, playing to the online celebrity culture that we have today, and it's only going to go up from here. Okay, let's keep going.
Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, the show that defined a generation and turned 2 unknown chipmunks into international superstars. Sometimes. But as success took Chip and Dale...
Can we just take a moment to bask in the nostalgic glory of everything that has graced the screen in the last, I'm going to say 7 seconds? Okay, everything that has graced the scene in the last 10 seconds. This movie so clearly knows who its audience is, and its audience is me. The people who still have their Nintendos. I also love the fact that they're implying that there are mega Chip and Dale fans out there who have entire rooms that are shrines dedicated to the chipmunks. I'm a fan of the Rescue Rangers, but this is next level, and whoever's room this is, I know they're probably a fictional character for the purposes of the film, but whoever's room this is, I want to be their friend. Let's keep watching.
To many more seasons of the Rescue Rangers.
Okay, wait, pause. What the bleep is with that voice? I know it's John Mulaney, and I was prepared for that. In fact, I think John Mulaney and Andy Samberg are pitch perfect casting choices for these chipmunks. Pun not intended, but I'm running with it. I wasn't sure if they were going to alter the voices somehow so that, you had the fun comedic timing and the attention coming from those actors, but the voices would be modified to sound like the Chip and Dale we all know and love. But evidently, they have made the very bold choice to just go with the full grown man sound of John Mulaney and presumably Andy Samberg as well, which is not the sound of the chipmunks that we know and love. I'm interested to see how this plays out. Let's keep going.
We were living the dream, dancing the Roger Rabbit.
Hold up. Hold. We need to rewind that.
We were living the dream, dancing the Roger Rabbit with Roger Rabbit.
Okay, I'm sorry. I know I'm pausing this trailer like literally every 5 to 10 seconds. There is still so much to unpack in what we just saw. Something that I just clocked was I was so thrown off by John Mulaney's not chipmunk voice that I didn't realize the first time around that we have two-dimensional hand-drawn chipmunks, which I am always here for 100%. Please give us that beautiful hand-drawn animation back. But they were holding actual, like, real-life red Solo cups. That is a move that we have not seen since Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which was an absolute, like, groundbreaking feat of cinema. And what I find even more mind-blowing is that we have that little homage, the combination of animation and live action to Roger Rabbit, but then not 5 seconds later, we get Roger Rabbit himself. Now, I don't know how up to date you are on your Disney history. I never thought I would see Roger Rabbit on screen again in something that wasn't Who Framed Roger Rabbit in my lifetime. Roger Rabbit, back in like the late 80s, early 90s, the late 80s and the 90s, he was the most popular Disney character. Well, character? I don't know if you can call him a Disney character because this is the reason he was kind of put on hold and canceled. Roger Rabbit, that entire movie was like an unprecedented thing where all different studios sort of agreed to have their characters licensed to appear in one film. And then it kind of left Roger Rabbit in this weird limbo zone where even though he was so popular, Disney and I think Spielberg or maybe Amblin Entertainment, they couldn't come to an agreement as to who owned what and what rights were whose. I'm sure it's more complicated than that. Anyway, because of lawyers, we have not had Roger Rabbit on screen for over 30 years, and now Roger Rabbit is on that screen. What does it mean? Well, let's watch more and find out.
No one ever imagined it could all come crashing down.
I really have nothing to comment on. I just think that's hilarious. Just the true Hollywood story element of it all. Just the slow fade to black and white, and who could have imagined it all would have come crashing down. And again, what I love here, now it's taking us 30 years later. I have not been so excited by an unexpected jump in time since Avengers Endgame. Like, that threw me for a loop thinking, what? 5 years later? I'm not ready for this. 30 years later. So this is clearly taking place here and now today. And we've already established that this is going to be a story about Chip and Dale, the actors who I guess were in a hit TV show in the 80s, which is true to life as opposed to an in-universe Chip and Dale movie. I have so many questions. Let's get answers.
You look different.
Hey, it's no secret I had the CGI surgery done.
I can't fathom. I cannot fathom. I was thrown off when I saw 2D Chip and Dale at the beginning of the trailer because I just knew from promo materials that they were going to be CGI animated. I had no bleeping idea that discrepancy between 2D animated characters and 3D animated characters was what appears to be the heart of this entire film. Like, we are just in this weird transitional period in terms of filmmaking where people are kind of letting older ways and older methods fall by the wayside in favor of things that are brighter and flashier and kind of, okay, I don't want to say the victims, but the characters, I guess, that have been most affected by that are older classic characters that we're used to only seeing portrayed through 2D animation. Like, what comes to mind was how kind of weird I thought it was when we had Ralph Breaks the Internet and all the classic Disney princesses were suddenly in 3D, like 3D computer animated stylization. And that was just a discrepancy that in my head didn't make a lot of sense, except I didn't question it. And now this movie with that one line, "I had the surgery," is giving me the answers? We have to watch more.
Is it possible that two living legends are destined to reunite?
Okay, wait, pause. Was that Borat? Was that, like, were Chip and Dale just... were Chip and Dale in that clip at a Comic-Con or a fan convention with someone cosplaying as Borat?
Is it possible that two living legends...
It is, it's Borat! It's a Borat cosplayer! Oh my gosh! Chip and Dale are doing fan expos! Oh, there's one other thing I wanted to look at.
My love of cheese got the best of me. I just love it so much.
Going back to voices, it was kind of a breath of fresh air hearing Monterey Jack's voice being true to what I remember, because for a movie that's, you know, appealing to my nostalgia, messing with those chipmunk voices was a risky move, so Monterey Jack at the very least sounds right. I'm hoping once we hear Gadget and Zipper, they too will sound okay. And who knows, like, maybe it'll even be a plot point that they had to have their voices digitally altered for the show. I don't know. We'll find out. And look, let's watch more.
I'm thinking reboot.
Nobody wants a reboot.
I beg to differ. I want a reboot. And I'm getting it. Let's keep going.
It's the Rescue Rangers!
You need a disguise or something. Grab the first thing you can. What?
All right. I'm of two minds here. Because as we all know, Chippendale Rescue Rangers are famous for being outfitted. One is Magnum PI, being Dale, you know, the Hawaiian shirt, and then Chip being outfitted in classic Indiana Jones gear. Now, the concept that this movie seems to be selling me on is that Chippendale Rescue Rangers was a show, like the show that I grew up with was a real life show in universe that they were the stars of. The show that had Chip in his Indiana Jones gear. But now, in this moment, it seems like it's giving us a counterintuitive origin story for how Chip got that jacket, because, again, I'm following the logic of the film. This seems to take place now in the 2020s, and it's like he's putting on the Indiana Jones jacket for the first time, as opposed to it being his trademark look from the show that made him famous. So I'm not sure what they're playing at here. I'm assuming and hoping it'll make more sense in context. Am I overthinking it? Of course, but that's what you're here for. Let's watch more.
Best friend, she a real bad bitch, got her own money. Best friend, she a real bad.
Scrooge McDuck. What the duck? I had to. Something, okay. Obviously, again, it's giving us massive nostalgia fan service because that's Scrooge McDuck in his classic DuckTales look, diving into the coins. And I know we had a DuckTales reboot recently, but that animation style looked, to my eye, a little bit closer to the classic 80s animation style. I could have been wrong. I'm not going to go back and check. But something that I just thought of that's fascinating to me is they've established that cartoon characters in this world are able to get the CGI surgery so that they can, I guess, upgrade from their classic 2D look into the more developed, more commercialized 3D look. Just the fact that Scrooge McDuck is also a classic 2D hand-drawn animated style character, I think this is giving us a little bit of insight into the cartoon politics of this entertainment world, where there's like going to be a very clear line in the sand between the characters that choose to remain original and hand-drawn and flat versus the characters that opt for surgery. This is such brilliant satirical comedy. I can't handle it. Oh, okay, more. We just saw, hold on. We just saw the Sultan from Aladdin riding the magic carpet, followed by what looked like the My Little Ponies. And now we have Fat Cat somehow embodying the T-Rex from Jurassic Park. what the bleep is going on? I didn't see Space Jam 2, but the vibe that I get is that Space Jam 2 was trying to do what this movie is gonna do. Let's keep going.
This place looks weird.
Remember that animation style where everything looked real, but nothing looked right?
Oh my gosh! The shade for the Cats movie! The Cats movie! So if you can't tell, I am very excited for this movie. And this is, truthfully, why I love Disney Plus. I think ever since we've had Disney Plus, it's given a platform, I feel, for the Walt Disney Company to be a little more adventurous and to take much bigger risks with the types of films and the types of projects that they're willing to put their money into. I love original concepts, which is kind of hypocritical of me to say because this is a reboot. Sorry, it's not a reboot, it's a comeback. But this is something that's based on an established IP. But the risks that they're taking with creating something that is so ridiculously meta, I have so much respect for Disney for just making this a thing. And it's not even just meta, it looks like I said, it looks like it's going to be this brilliant social satire about the entertainment industry and about how entertainment has changed and about celebrity culture and what it is now versus what it was back then. And definitely, like, they're using Chip and Dale as the vehicle to have those discussions. But I think it's relevant to pretty well anyone who's been working in the industry over the past 2 to 3 decades. But I mean, all that, that's just conceptual. This is only a teaser trailer. So it did exactly that. I feel teased, but not in the bad, toxic elementary school way that turned me into the person I am now, in like the good way. The way where I want to see what this movie actually has to offer me. And like, give me the full-length trailer because I want to know what this actual story is. And I will say this, the bar is now set very high. And if the movie doesn't meet my expectations, I will probably be angry as opposed to just disappointed. Because I didn't have high expectations for the Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers reboot. Sorry, comeback, not reboot. But now that I've seen this, they have to impress me. And I have confidence that they will. They seem to be doing a lot of things right, and they seem to be making a lot of brilliant choices. Playing to the nostalgia, obviously, that's the smart choice. But it's not enough for something to just speak to your nostalgia factor, because that's kind of a gimmick. It's only going to sustain for maybe 15 to 20 minutes at the most. In order to keep my attention as a nostalgia-loving, kind of pretentious millennial, like, have that as the hook, but then give me something with substance to back it up. And that's what this movie appears to be doing. Yes, we have the elements of, like, the social satire of the entertainment industry, but just based on this setup, based on that conflict that I've spoken of, that I love so much between hand-drawn characters and the choice to become CGI, seeing how that affects Chip and Dale's relationship, there is so much dramatic potential there, because Chip and Dale have always been at odds, but you know that they love each other. And just based on the trailer, it looks like the two of them haven't spoken for a long time. And I find that a little heartbreaking. The idea that Chip and Dale, the original Disney dynamic duo, have fallen out of touch. I need them to get back together. I need them to be friends again. And if that's what this movie is, if they embrace like this buddy cop story, which is at its heart what Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers has always been, it's going to be amazing. And I cannot wait, but I need to. So, until then, friends, this concludes yet another episode of Teacup 41. So let me know in the comment section down below, what are your thoughts on the upcoming Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers reboot? Sorry, not a reboot, it's a comeback. Are you as excited as I am? And if not, why? And if you want to be the first to know when I release more videos talking about Disney, movies, Shakespeare, sometimes cats, sometimes Funko Pops, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. If you haven't subscribed already, it is so easy. All you have to do is click on my face. Thanks for joining me again today, everyone. My name is Matt, and I have 2 degrees, and that's the tea. Cup for 1. Go away.